Rosario Dawson says she's manifesting a potential season 2 of the Ahsoka series. I'm ready. I'm excited. I'm willing. Okay, fair enough. As an actor, she's willing to play the role as Ahsoka. She's excited for it and she's ready to do it. And she's wanting a season 2. If they announce that they're going to do a season 2, this is a big mistake. It's kind of like the mistake that they made with Rian Johnson and them announcing him getting a trilogy before we even got to see the end result of his movie, which was one of the most destructive things to the Star Wars universe. And you say manifesting. Yeah, she's manifesting it. Positive affirmation. I'm going to get a Ahsoka season 2. I'm going to get an Ahsoka season 2. Now, being that Ahsoka is the character that she is, and she is beloved by a lot of people, right? And I feel that they probably are going to do a season 2 of this, as opposed to something like the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, which I don't even know why there's talk about them doing a season 2 of the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, especially after the destruction that they did, right? But so she's manifesting a potential season 2 of the Ahsoka series. So I just don't think that they should come out saying stuff like this when we haven't even had season 1 air yet. They've done a lot of destruction to the Star Wars franchise through the TV shows that they've released. The Mandalorian, and people will argue, oh, what have they destroyed in that? Go and watch my videos. I can't keep repeating myself every time where I've got more than 50% of the chat have heard what I've had to say about it 100 times. They have done destructive things in the Mandalorian show. I don't give a fuck. I've got my evidence out there. It's there. Go and watch it. But you've got Obi-Wan Kenobi. You've got the Book of Boba Fett. You've got Andor. Oh, Andor's the best Star Wars we've ever had in TV series, in a series on Disney Plus. Okay, it might be better than the other stuff that they've done, but it's still not good. The writing's still pretty bland, pretty boring. I mean, majority of people that started watching it stopped watching it after 3 episodes, the first 3 episodes that they released, because of how boring it was. But then you dive deeper into it, you get the seal clapping moments, you know, or the Easter eggs, or they're not really Easter eggs, they're just things that they throw on the screen so that the seals will clap. But they've got to stop making these statements and stop making these announcements. Not that this is an announcement for season 2, but they've got to stop doing this before we even get a chance to see what they've done and give our takes on it, give our criticisms of it, give our praise of it, if that's how you feel about it. They got to stop doing this because, again, from my perspective, everything that they've done so far has been pretty fucking bad. Pretty bad. Takes me straight into this. Official. Ahsoka will premiere on Disney Plus on August 23. Watch the new announced teaser. So we're going to watch that. I know it's only, 30 seconds long or something? Because I saw it and I honestly, I know people don't believe this. Like, oh, you watched it. I haven't watched it. Honestly, haven't watched it.
It's been a while. Things have changed. I started hearing whispers about Thrawn's return as heir to the Empire. We have to prepare for the worst. The Jedi fell a long time ago. There aren't many left.
Perhaps it is time to begin again.
Ahsoka.
Wow, that's new. There wasn't much in there that's new. There's the bit where this bit at the end where she stabs the droid is new. I think the bit where she ignites Ezra's lightsaber might be new. But there's one bit. Hold on, let me watch it again for a second. And now
It's been a while. Things have changed.
Yes, things have changed.
Whispers
It's really bad.
Thrawn's return as heir to the Empire.
See that's horrible. And they're trying to play on this so much.
have to prepare for the worst.
Okay, I just want to go back to this for a second. So I basically made the argument in the original trailer, where is Bail Organa? And people are like, oh, Bail's dead in this timeline. Now, yes, he is 5 years after Return of the Jedi. Of course he is dead. He blew up on Alderaan. But how old is Mon Mothma 5 years after Return of the Jedi? This isn't the Mon Mothma from 5 years after Return of the Jedi. If anything, this seems to me like it's a flashback, right? She looks pretty young there. She looks like the same Mon Mothma from the Andor series, and Bail is still alive during that timeline. And that's another thing that they did with Andor. They completely cucked him completely out of the series when he should be very important. And I always make the argument that Mon Mothma in the Andor series should have gone to Bail for the 400,000 credits that she needed to save her ass, as opposed to selling off her daughter. But nobody looks at those avenues or the attachments that these characters have or who they know.
The Jedi fell a long time ago.
The Jedi fell a long time ago.
There aren't many left.
There aren't many left. Really? Really? Now, again, this is supposed to be 5 years after Return of the Jedi. The thing that's crazy to me is, like, Luke gets told to pass on what he learned in Return of the Jedi, and he still hasn't even started, like, forming anything or doing anything or anything. You know, by the time Luke comes into Mando Season 2, Mando Season 1 is 5 years after Return of the Jedi. Grogu spent many years with Mando. So by the time we get to Mando Season 2, the end of it, 7 to 10 years, let's say, somewhere in that period after Return of the Jedi. He then spends 2 years, apparently, Grogu spends 2 years with Luke in the Book of Boba Fett series. So we're going from anywhere from, let's say, 9 to 12 years now, something like that, in the Book of Boba Fett series. And he still hasn't even got his first apprentice yet, because he says to Grogu that he'll be the first Jedi in his new academy. Now, again, it depends on when this statement is being said, but I would argue that even after Order 66, this statement is no longer true. There are heaps of Jedi left after Order 66.
Perhaps it is time to begin again.
And I don't think that's the same droid. Doesn't really have that same face, does it? No, different color. Well, that wasn't really much of a teaser, was it? Like, that was just all stuff that we saw in the original trailer. To me. Like, are we supposed to get some new shit? I would have thought at least that they'd show us Thrawn's, like, headshot from the front, not that reverse shot. And here are some pictures that Star Wars Theory decided to share on Twitter from the Empire magazine. I saw a lot of people arguing about this character. Oh, who is this? Oh, it's Starkiller. Bring Starkiller in. It's Starkiller. He's got a very similar helmet to Starkiller's helmet. Make him an Inquisitor. If it's Starkiller again, it's Starkiller in name only. You know, it's like if they bring Mara Jade into the story at some point. It is Mara Jade in name only. Because they can't do the Mara Jade that is actual Mara Jade. So there was this image that came in. There's this image of Ahsoka. You know, they got this star chart in the background. Star charts, like, Disney don't have a star chart. They don't, because, again, hyperspace is now teleportation. You're just there. You're at your destination. Hyperspace lanes don't mean a fucking goddamn thing. That's not Starkiller. I don't think it is either. It's just it's the 18th brother, you know. Sabine, and there's a couple more here. It's just Ahsoka with her cowl on, and that same one again. casting might be okay. It's a bit like J.J. Abrams' Trek, right? I reckon the casting is one of the best parts of that Star Trek. My personal opinion, I'm not a massive Trekkie. If you do like your Trek and you disagree with me, that's cool. Casting's fine. It's the story that's going to be the issue with this Ahsoka show. And probably the lack of it. And probably the elements of the Heir to the Empire that they are going to try and weed into this series. Because Thrawn is the heir to the Empire. Oh, but Rhino, if Thrawn is the heir to the Empire, then why can't they say that he is the heir to the Empire? Why can't they reference it? Because they changed it. It's not Luke Skywalker's story anymore. Oh, that makes you a fucking sexist.